applications are up at these schools while enrollment overall is declining. Some think the national political climate is one reason. It has been called the Trump bump, the Black Renaissance and the Missouri effect, a noticeable increase in students applying to and enrolling in historically black colleges and universities and women's colleges over the past several years. I chose an HBCU because I felt safe, especially now during the Trump presidency. It's scary to go out in a world where you feel less than human, and people close to my age are being murdered for the color of their skin, said Jordan Clark, 22, a senior at Dillard University, a historically black college in New Orleans. Faith Weichel, 19, said the presidential election and its aftermath also played a role in why she chose Smith College, an all-women's school, even though she had assumed she would go to a co-ed institution. When I applied to college it was 2016, and the election stuff was heating up, she said. What that showed me was the massive issues our country still faces with sexism and bias. It cast a light on things. I felt like this was a place I could be challenged, but also grow. Nationwide, there are 102 active historically black public and private colleges and universities (H.B.C.U.s), institutions established before 1964 to educate black students who were often barred from white schools. About 10% of African American college students attend an HBCU. According to national education figures, from 2014 to 2017, the number of first-year students who enrolled increased to 41,000 from about 36,000, and applications have jumped about 20%, said Andres Castro Samayoa, an assistant professor of higher education at Boston College. More white and Hispanic students are also attending HBCUs. And this at a time of declining college enrollment overall. And despite some hard years for many women's colleges, only 38 exist, compared with 64 in 2000. According to the Women's College Coalition, applications and enrollment are also up overall. Enrollment of first-year students jumped to almost 13,000 in 2017, from 9,000 in 2014, according to its figures. At Smith College, the difference now, said Audrey Smith, vice president for enrollment, is that more applicants are embracing the fact it's a women's college, rather than falling in love with Smith and then applying to it in spite of it being a women's college. There are numerous reasons students choose a historically black or women's college. Many offer first-rate academics, small classes and easy access to professors. In addition, tuition at HBCUs has traditionally been lower than at other institutions. But few doubt that recent interest is related to the current political climate. Mary Beth Gassman, a professor of higher education at the University of Pennsylvania, has been studying HBCUs for decades. She estimates that until 3 years ago, she would receive about 8 phone calls and emails yearly from students and parents asking about such colleges, with questions typically related to academics and whether it would hurt a student's future choices to choose an HBCU. In the past 3 years I've received between 80 and 100 a year, she said. Nearly all those phone calls or emails or Facebook messages ask one question: do you think it would be better for my child to go to an HBCU in the current political climate? Students ask, do you think I will be safer at an HBCU? To me, this has really been powerful. The growing interest in historically black and women's colleges plays into the debate about safe spaces on university campuses, an ambiguous term that some see as a way for students to feel both emotionally and physically secure, while others view it as catering to a generation of snowflakes who melt under the slightest disagreement or negativity. Research from the Gallup organization shows, however, that graduates of HBCUs tend to report better college experiences than African American students at mostly white colleges and are almost twice as likely to agree that their university prepared them well for life outside of college. And other research found that women's institutions, more so than co-ed ones, have created a climate where women are encouraged to realize their potential and to become involved in various facets of campus life, inside and outside the classroom. A common criticism, which students can hear from family, friends and counselors, is that they are choosing to attend a place that doesn't reflect the real world. That's a dangerous misconception, said Ms. Weichel, a sophomore at Smith. She acknowledged the belief among some that women choose a single-sex school because they hate men, they don't want to be with them and they want to escape. That wasn't my thought process at all, she said. Choosing a women's college wasn't about escape, college is a time to figure out who you are. I didn't want to be missing out on things because of my gender or being put down in class because of my gender. It's hard to be a positive and confident woman when people are saying you're loud or bossy or too opinionated. And few colleges are actually as segregated as they may appear to outsiders. Women's colleges usually have partnerships with co-ed universities, and black colleges can be more diverse than predominantly white institutions. A black student at an HBCU will have a much better chance of having a white professor than a white student at a predominantly white institution will have of having a black professor, said Walter Kimbrough, president of Dillard. Not everyone ascribes the growing interest to the political environment. At two of the top HBCUs in the country, Howard University and Spelman College, the presidents said that while national events might play a role, it was academic excellence that attracted students. I hesitate to attribute the change to the political environment in Washington, said Mary Schmidt Campbell, president of Spelman, one of two all-women HBCUs. I honestly believe the reason our application numbers have gone up is that the college has done a better job telling the Spelman story. Everything on this campus is designed to contribute to the success of the black women who enroll here.